Hey, it's Mike here, and today a shocking source of pig feed that a man has exposed on TikTok with several clips, one of which has over 20 million views. The man exposes the highly concerning process that takes place at this large facility that he either worked at or works at. It's unclear if he was fired or not, but it's very concerning in terms of health, so we're just gonna get right into it. So here is user GMF Music's clip.
They fired me today for spreading the truth. Should I post everything?
Stuff like this gets put in here. Plastic and all, don't even matter. Plastic, cardboard boxes, pallets, everything's grounded into this right here.
And yeah, he points at this powder and this big sort of drum that it's all heated up in.
And that right there is cooked at like 1,000 degrees in there. Then I'll show you the rest of the process.
And his main clip isn't even the most plasticky clip. After responding to deniers, he shows this one.
Y'all believe me now.
Go up the line to that big called the grinder. And it grinds it out. This is what it looked like when it's done. The hog eat it, and then you eat the hog.
So they're taking this largely packaged food waste, grinding it, heating it up, and feeding it to pigs, according to him, and he does bring receipts. He shows it filling up a feed truck, and yes, this is a process that occurs, so I believe him in this case. So yes, this forbidden Parmesan cheese is literally put into pigs' bodies, which to me is disturbing enough. Poor pigs, I'm sure this makes their life worse in some way, but then people are concerned in general about people then eating those trash-fed pigs. Grass-fed? How about trash-fed? At Dumpy's Farm, we only feed our pigs the finest plastic-laden trash available. You like microbrew? How about microplastics? Eat our pigs. And yes, garbage feeding, as long as it is heated up, is allowed in most states, according to the USDA. So it just has to be heated up, and that's a result of a 1980s legislation for like pig welfare. And I can tell you right now, the pigs are not doing very well. I live in Iowa, where we have 7 times as many pigs as people, and you don't really see them at all. They're all on factory farms. But feeding pigs municipal food waste is illegal in the EU, maybe because they pay for healthcare, just putting that out there. But feeding pigs waste is not new. It's not a new idea. I mean, in Washington, D.C., from about 1900 to 1940, they fed pigs trash, and then they had to stop because they were having too many parasite issues. But I will say this isn't just trash of all sorts. This is food waste. But yeah, it's not the same type of food waste we had in early 1900s. This is loaded with plastic. And he does say, yes, they try to filter it out, but there's absolutely no way they're getting all of the plastics out. Maybe some large bags and stuff. But that brings us to how, yeah, one of the main concerns he had for blowing the whistle on this is microplastics. He says it wasn't for the clout, even though he does often tag his music stuff in the posts. Doesn't mean he's wrong. It's clearly happening. But let's take a look. Are microplastics actually a concern here? To really, really know, we'd have to get a sample of the final product and test it. But yeah, clearly a lot of plastic is making it through those grates. And so unless there's some magical way that they're disappearing from there, it's not looking good. And the concern here is that, yes, microplastic levels in humans appears to be going up. We can find it in all sorts of human tissues where we really don't want it. This can have a lot of negative effects, from hormone disruption to increased cancer risk and on. But we're not just drinking directly out of the Pacific garbage patch. Where are we getting these? Well, this is very clearly a likely source. From this Guardian article titled "Legal Plastic Content in Animal Feed Could Harm Human Health," experts warn we can actually see a farmer's picture of feed pellets with literal plastic chunks in them. And this is in the UK, but they're probably using a similar process. And to the expert, Dr. Heather Leslie, who is an ecotoxicologist who specializes in microplastics, and she's from Vrije University in Amsterdam. I said that probably wrong. Quote, "Tiny microplastics can be released from larger pieces during feed processing, and the smaller fractions are, we think, even more risky for the animal's health. We've known for decades that after ingestion, fine plastic particles cross the mammalian gut barrier and enter the bloodstream. It's already tested in pigs, dogs, rats, and also in chickens. From the bloodstream, they can be transported to tissues and organs. We know this from studies with rats. And now, because it had to come from somewhere, we know this from just measuring humans as well. Feed practices like this could be why, as I mentioned in a recent video, we're seeing a high association between meat consumption and certain toxins like perfluoroalkyl substances, which are endocrine disrupting, among other bad things. What might have these PFASs in them? PFASs? Well, directly from the CDC, quite a few things, but to that first line, yeah, all sorts of food packaging, grease-resistant wrappers, which you know are in there, fast food containers and wrappers, popcorn bags, pizza boxes, candy wrappers, which means basically all sorts of food packaging. But a really interesting thing happened, and it's good to have a healthy level of skepticism, but a lot of people on TikTok were just outright denying what this guy was posting, saying, no way, this is real, this isn't actually feed. Well, that's why he brought the receipts, showed it going into the feed truck, and on and on. But it's clear that people would rather just put their heads in the sand, which in this case is plasticky feed dust, and just continue their habits as usual. And we already know these habits are bad for people's health in terms of bacon or even just all pig meat. I mean, pig body parts are carcinogenic according to the WHO, so this is just one more reason that they're eating bad crap. But I did have to wonder, since this is heated to 1,000 degrees, maybe this plastic is somehow being burnt off. But then I thought about it more, and to burn off that plastic at 1,000 degrees, if they're heating it for a longer period of time, the grain and things like that would also ignite, so I don't think they're burning it off, and they're probably just like smoking it into the feed anyway, and if they were burning it off, that's burning plastic directly as well. So either way, this is a horrible situation. But in the end, yes, plastic-laden food waste appears to be processed into animal feed in the US. Now, is this limited to pigs? It's probably not. Ruminants as well. I saw some signs in there that said not for feeding ruminants. So yeah, it probably is pigs. Chickens are probably eating this as well. It might even be going to fish meal. The point is, this is disgusting, it's happening, and good on that guy for exposing it. Finally, there's a bunch of crazy anti-scientific claims that are being made about vegan food and vegan diets and veganism in general on TikTok. So let me know if you want me to debunk some of those. I think it could be pretty fun, but stay plastic free. Don't snort any microplastics or plastic-laden animal feed dust, as tempting as it could be. Eat those plants. Thanks for watching. Comment down below what you think about all this, because yeah, it's pretty sketchy. And feel free to like and subscribe, all that good stuff as well. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.